Good evening. How are you this evening? Just a couple seconds before I was going to go live, I realized I needed to blow my nose. So my nose looks a little bit red. Oh, today was a cool day today. It was a quick run from the car to church and church back to the car, and I've been snug as a bug in my house the rest of the day. So I am glad to have a nice warm house and a warm craft room that I can play around in. And I did spend the afternoon making a couple of cards that were a different design, and I will show them to you at the end, what I've been working on. And yeah, I hope you all had a great New Year's. We went out and had a fabulous Italian meal and came home mighty full. I don't think you can leave an Italian restaurant not full, right? But we did splurge and had some limoncello cake. Oh gosh, that is so, it's divine. It's my favorite part of the meal, and we really splurged. So now, since New Year's, I've been very good about writing down everything that I eat and tracking and starting to exercise again. And so I'm bound and determined I'm going to take off some of this weight that I've been putting on since September, I think. And I know I'll feel a lot better about myself. So anyway, Tuesday is when the mini catalog goes out, I believe. I think that's right. Yes, the 6th. So I will be staying up late Monday night to Tuesday morning so I can get my order in right away and hopefully get the things that I need. I do have a class that I am offering on the 17th and 18th. Yes, 17th and 18th. It's the same class for each date. So you can decide which one you want to take. I'm offering it the same both days. So it's a Valentine's class, and we are going to be using this Love Notes set for the cards. So the class includes a set of the Love Notes DSP paper, and the class is $32. If it's something that you want me to mail out to you, it would the class would be $40, because I think it's going to be about $8 to ship it. If it's not, then I will refund you some money. I haven't checked it to see how much it would be weight-wise with the rest of the things that I'm going to be putting in for the class. So I would be able to determine that later. If that's something that you are interested in, let me know before Tuesday, because I need to get the paper ordered so I get it in on time for the class. So without further ado, I think I'm going to flip the camera down and get started. I'm making 2 cards tonight, and we're going to be doing a bunch of different techniques. So it's a little bit of everything tonight. Kind of a smorgasbord. So let me get the camera flipped, and we will do that as soon as... Every time I'm going to do that, it gives me the banner slow connection. It's right over where I need to flip the camera. There we go. Hi, Lori. You got in just in time. Just going to start making things. So there is the catalog. Get this down here. There, I think that's going to work out okay. You're kind of coming at me at an angle, but I think this will work. And I guess, being a good business person, I should probably put my link up here so that you can see that. So there's the cover of the mini catalog. You will be able to have access to that online or in a catalog on the 6th of January if you haven't gotten a catalog already. So I did drop off catalogs up at Shars, but I know there's been a situation up there. Hi, Carrie. glad you could make it tonight with getting them to you. I don't know if Rhonda was able to stop by the house and pick up things or not, but they are on the way. Let me put it that way. So anyway, let's get started. We are going to be using the Nature's Walk Suite, and I wanted to show you how beautiful the papers are in the Nature's Walk DSP. There is a lot of really interesting papers with different coloring front, and here's the back. I should tell you what the colors are that are in that. Grab the package here. Balmy Blue, Blueberry Bushel, Cloud Cover, Crumb Cake, Garden Green, Lost Lagoon, Mossy Meadow, Night of Navy, Old Olive, Pecan Pie, Pretty Peacock, and Secret Sea. So there's quite a variety of colors. Mostly the darker, bolder colors, I guess I would say. This one, you know, starts with Old Olive and ends up at Secret Sea here way down at the bottom. Very pretty, I think. It's one of my favorite pieces of the DSP. And here is another one with Pretty Peacock and a little bit lighter shade of a Pretty Peacock. And the back side is this really pretty rectangular pattern, I guess. I don't know what you'd call it. It looks like it's either a gray or a really light Pretty Peacock. And then the lines are done in Pretty Peacock. But I love both sides of this. In fact, I did create one card that used both sides so that you could see it. And I will show you that when we're done. We're doing our demonstration here. This is one done in Garden Green, which has a bouquet or bouquet pattern to it with little dots. Dots and swirls. The dots have little swirls in them. And then the back side is a Mossy Meadow, shades of Mossy Meadow. Blotches and swipes, it looks like. And then this is in there, which is really nice. It's kind of hard to really read what the words are. Of sorrow, pain, and wrong. Something soothe all is. It's very in and out as far as what you can read. It's probably some kind of a poem or story of some sort. The back side has, I don't know if that's basic beige or kind of looks like a check. Very nice, though. And then there's this one, that of course is Pretty Peacock on the front. And then this has some crumb cake in it, and Old Olive, and the Mossy Meadow. Dots and smears and you name it is on there. And then there's this one. This would make really great water or sky background. Really pretty. We are going to be using this one tonight in one of our cards. And then the back side is Secret Sea. This almost looks like it's old Night of Navy. I keep wanting to say Old Navy. That's not right. Yeah, it is really pretty paper. Okay, let's put this aside and get starting. All right. Get my sample up so I can see what I'm working with here. We're going to be using Balmy Blue, Night of Navy, and Pecan Pie in this. And let's see, grab my stuff. We're going to be using the, I think it's Night of Navy, Secret Sea ribbon on this as well. This is a pretty ribbon that's it's very thin, very easy to work with and tie bows. We're going to use that and this card. And why don't I just stick this up on the magnetic board, because I'll be using that a little bit. I'm going to do a little brushing on of some color. All right. And just get out the stamp sets that we're going to be using. One of them that we're going to use the embossing folder Stone and Vine. This is one that doesn't go along with any stamp set. It is listed in the catalog on page 69, kind of in the right-hand corner. So it's easy to miss, but I so recommend getting this. It is such a fabulous embossing folder. We are going to use, this is the stamp set that we're featuring, Nature Symphony. So we're going to be using some of the sentiments, and we're going to be using the stamps and the dies with this. We're going to be using the Happy Birthday on this one. And on this one, we are doing Consider Yourself Hugged. I think that's the only one. Let me look. Yep. Consider Yourself Hugged. I like that. This one, Thinking of You. And on this one, It's Your Day. So you can get sentiments from so many different sets. Keep this one out because I might need to use it. Okay, so we're starting out with the Balmy Blue base, 8.5 by 5.5, scored at 4 1/4. And just, yeah, I guess this is pretty good. But let me just give it a once over here with my bone folder. And then we have a piece of that swirly DSP, and this is 4 by 5 1/4. And we have a piece of white, I think this is 4 1/8 by 5 3/8, which is going to go on here like so. Now I need to kind of look at how I did this. Okay. So I'm going to go ahead and glue this on so we have less pieces floating around on the table. Most of you weren't on when I started, but I asked if you had a good New Year's. I hope you all did. We did. We were in bed before midnight. I made it till 11 and I thought, I don't need to stay up so late. I'm going to put this one on. My husband went to bed at 8, his usual time. All right. I think this is so pretty. And then I have a piece of that pecan pie that I wanted to use on here, and that is 2 inches by 4 inches. And we're going to put this across down probably about to here. But I want to put some of this ribbon on here. And we're going to put it on kind of the lower area. Not going on in the middle. Come here. Nice about this is you can kind of use the writing to guide you on whether or not you're getting the ribbon on straight. Okay. I don't think I'm using this for the the second card, but we'll leave it on the table just in case. Okay. And that is part of the suite. Looks like I need to come up just a smidge. There. Okay. I'm going to put that aside for just a minute. I went ahead and cut out of the Night of Navy this larger outline of this, actually, because I wanted it on for a background shadowy thing. And then I also should have cut it out. Yes, I did, in white, and we're going to stamp that in Balmy Blue. See how this goes, because I went ahead and stamped it first and then cut it out, but we are going to try to do it the other way. And then I've got two of these, and those are going to get stamped in Pecan Pie. So this is kind of a big stamp, so it works best to apply the ink onto the stamp this way rather than stamping down on the ink pad. Okay. Probably should have been on that piercing mat. Oh, it turned out just fine. It would have probably been better if I could have stamped it on the paper first and then die cut it, but I didn't want to take the time to be die cutting a bunch of things. Alright, now these two we'll go ahead and stamp in the Pecan Pie. Hopefully I'll have a little better aim. Well, that was pretty good. And there's the other one. All right. Then, let's see. I'm going to, I've got one piece that I already die cut of this wood or plank or whatever you want to call it. We are going to brush on, normally I would brush it directly onto my paper before I would die cut it, but this isn't so bad. Doing it the other way. Let's see, let's add a little color onto this. And, you know, wood is not even in color, so I think it's alright to have it splotchy in certain areas. So I don't feel that I really need to stamp it off before I apply it. I'd say that's good enough. Looks like wood to me. How about you? And this is actually going to go on here. All right. So I think we are ready to assemble this to begin with. So I'm going to put this on about here, I think. Yep. Okay. Put some glue on here. And this should be exactly the same width as the DSP. Okay. I know we haven't gotten to do any of the sentiments, but we are going to get to them. Okay. We're going to apply some glue on these guys. I am missing a piece, I think, on this. I am. Something that I wanted to die cut. I'm just going to let that sit while I'm putting glue on the other pieces. That way the glue isn't going to ooze out if it sets up just a little bit. And I wanted to add one sprig of gold on this, just to give it a little bit of highlight. And there is one standalone sprig that comes with the set. And it is this one right here. So I would like to get some gold out. Which I thought I had sitting out, but I don't see it. So I've got a little scrap of gold foil, and I think this will fit. Ooh, I'm just going to run this through quick. My husband had to get a new printer for his computer. He does architectural drawings, and he always prints them off on 11 by 17 paper. His printer that he had was so stinking old. So there's that. All right, let's get this assembled here on the front. Come here. And I'm just going to slide this underneath this here. Let me see, how do I want to do this? No, we're going to go this way first. And then we're going to grab this one. I'm going to put this in so that it looks like it's got just this shadow behind it. Like so. I think it gives it more depth. Oh, speaking of which, I better put some glue on this because that needs to set up too. I did not, again, I forgot to use my little double stick paper. There. Which would have been a good idea. Alright, so we're going to just bring this over on that side. This one's going there. This is going to go on here. And we have to put our sentiment on, which is, how did I do this? I guess I just put it on here. It's To a Great Guy, and we are going to emboss it, actually. So let me move this way up here. I don't want to lose this, so I'll put it on the magnetic board. Okay. So, and we're going to do it in gold so that you have at least 2 items there that are in gold. I got to move my cup because I'm going to bring my heat gun down and I don't want to knock my glass over. That wouldn't be good. Paper and paper. Let's just use this. That's not a good side. Let's do that side. Okay. That's why I said you're going to get a little bit of everything tonight. I tend to try not to do much heat embossing because it just, I don't know, it seems to take so much time and there's so many steps to it. Okay. Looks pretty good. Come on. There we go. All right. Let's get the heat on. I should turn off my little. I've got a I don't know what they're called. These little heating elements that you use for candles. That you can set on them so it melts the candles without burning them and you can get the scent in the room. Well, I use it for putting my cup of tea on and it keeps my tea warm. So I thought maybe I better turn that off because the cord's kind of going over it. Looks good. And I am actually just going to cut that out because it's too large to put on one of those punches that the tag punch. So I discovered that when I made the card. So on my sample I ended up just cutting it out and I thought, you know what, that's not so bad. Just gonna give it a little dip in here. There. To a great, oops. All right, this is going to get adhered onto this. So we'll do that first. Oh, I know what I forgot to do. I forgot to grab some more dimensionals. Okay, this guy is set up well. I will put that on, and I just want that kind of right in the center. Hopefully you can see that. All right. And this guy, I want to try to get him on as straight as possible. And it's going to go on here. Well, I've got one sheet here that I can cut down. Maybe that will do us. So I'm kind of looking to make sure that I don't get it dimensional over this, because this is quite thick. I can put one here, and because this one's kind of over the ribbon, I'm going to stick another one right here. Let's see. Good Lord. I shouldn't have put one there in the middle, but I'm not taking it off. I like this little wood chunk. Gives it a little something. Alright, let's see if we can get this on and get the sentiment straight. I think that's not too bad. Whew. So there's the outside. Now the inside, I'm missing a sheet of paper. Well, hopefully there's one cut in here. Is this? Nope. Nope. These are too small. Huh. This is 3 1/8, 5/8. And we are going to those together like so, and our inside sentiment is, "It's your day, happy birthday," and we're going to do that in a Night of Navy. Yeah, bring it up a little bit. I like the font on the birthday. Well, that didn't come out right. Let me just try that over again. Ta-da! Sometimes you get a second chance. And I guess I should just really use the Stampin' Pierce mat. Okay. Glue. And some embellishments on the front, and we are done with this card. Oh, these dark colors against the black silicone mat make it hard to see what you've got for edges. Okay. And there is that, and then these are faux bronze pentagons, and that is also included in the suite. see where I put them. Okay. Here. They come in 2 sizes. There you go. These have a little weight to them. A lot different than the other things that we use. So that's card number 1. Very similar to the one that I did. Oh, I guess I went a little bit darker on the wood. But anyway, I hope you like this. Hi, Pam. Welcome. Welcome, welcome. Okay, card number 2 is a fun fold. And let me get these colors put away because we aren't using them. Okay, for this next one, we are using Pretty Peacock, Old Olive, and Crumb Cake for our colors in this one. And we are doing Thinking of You and Consider Yourself Hugged. Sometimes you need a get well card for a guy. And then I've got the Crumb Cake brush. I get this one put away so I don't use the wrong one. Okay. And this is the piece that we are using for this one. I really love that. The way that morphs into the other color, and that's the back that we're going to use. But you're not going to see it because it's getting used. Going to be glued down. Okay, we are doing a fun fold on this one, and we're going to do that diagonal cut. So we're going to cut it from here down to here. So this piece of paper is 11 by 4 1/4, and we've scored it at 5 1/2. And now we are going to cut this front flap, excuse me, let's get the right one, all the way down from one corner to the, or from the score mark to the corner down here. We're just going to place it on the cutter here, right centering it in the middle. And then I usually put my cutting blade in the center so I'm not mashing either corner, so you get a nice cut. This we do not need. So you can put that into your scrap pile. So now we have a card that looks like so. We are going to do the same thing with this. We are going to cut it from this corner to that. And we will be using both sheets on this. So get it rightly centered between that trough. And there we go. Okay. We are going to be gluing these on like so. Get that set up there right so we don't have that thing taking another ski jump like we did last time. Man, that made the racket. I didn't listen back to the video to see what it sounded like, but it must have sounded terrible over the to you guys. Okay, we're just going to get this on here. And this piece that we cut down of the DSP was 4 by 5 1/4. So just 1/4 of an inch smaller. Over gluing there. All right. Good so far. Then I took a piece of the Pretty Peacock, and this is 3 inches by, what is it, 7 something. 7.5, and I scored it at 3 3/4. Halfway. Yep, 3 3/4. And that's going to go on here. And then I have a piece of oops, let's do this one first. No, this one first. I'm sorry. Very vanilla that is 2 7/8 by 3 5/8. And a piece of old olive that is 3.5 by 2 3/4. I think this should go on here this way, right? Yes, okay. This we are going to run through the embossing machine, and we are going to use this Vines and Stone, I think was it called. I gotta look it up. Where did I put it? It's not here. Here it is. Stone and Vine. Never mind. Let me see. Which way does this go? I need to flip this over according to how I cut it. And you're going to see the nice deep impression it makes. So we're only using the 1 and the 4 on this one. Oh, what did I just throw away? Oh, nothing. That's fine. Well, I don't know where all this stuff came from that I threw with it. Okay, can you see? I just love how deep those impressions are. All right, so that is going to go on here. We're going to glue those two together, and this is going to go on the front. You could use either side, but I kind of like having the deep emboss showing. Move over just a smidge. Nope, not going to. Oh well. I had first had white as the matte and looked at it and thought, I thought the vanilla looked better with the little open areas than the white. A little, not so stark when I put it together with these colors. Okay, now we are going to decorate the front here. And this time I cut out 2 of the leaf patterns that had the detail in them. And this is the, get this right, because we want to be able to open the card up without having a problem. So we're using the Pretty Peacock, and then this one I did in the Lost Lagoon. Lost Lagoon? Yes. I know I was tempted to do it in the other, but decided not to. This one I'm going to cut apart. Okay, so let's do some gluing and putting it aside again. To let it set up, and we'll do our sentiments while we're waiting for that to set up. Because with these little marks running through the die, you know, for the detail, the glue will ooze through. This one, I see it was off the paper just a smidge. So we'll have to see how that ends up lining up. And maybe we won't even notice it. Okay, so we've got, this is going to be our Thinking of You, and we're going to stamp it in Pretty Peacock. What did I have the crumb cake for? Oh, I guess I added more crumb cake onto that. Okay, I had to stop and think. Thinking of You. Okay. I have to look and see how I did the inside. Uh-huh. I need to get one of my stamps back. That's this one. And this one we're just going to cut. And I went ahead and added that banner. So we're going to use the old olive, and I'm going to stamp this leaf pattern. Probably could have double stamped it full strength and then moved it slightly and stamped it again, would have looked really nice. Oops, yeah, oh. Don't know what I'm doing here. Okay, and then the Consider Yourself Hugged is going on in the Pretty Peacock. Oh. And we're just going to kind of tuck that. I don't like that. Hang on. One side was much darker than the other. I could tell that. Oh, much better. Kind of tuck that right up underneath there. There. Okay, let's just put together. And this piece is 2 7/8 by 4 1/4. I think that's going to fit in here. No, it's not. Well, we're going to have to cut this down. I don't know how I managed to get that so wrong. 3 3/4. Three 5/8 is what we need. Now let me see if that is the right width. No, of course not. Guess I just threw that one in. I thought it said 2 7/8, but maybe not. Let's see. This side is closer. We'll go over on this side. 2 7/8. Oh my gosh, it's hardly anything. All right, now it should fit. Much better. Okay. And those guys are all set up nice, so they're ready to go in. All right. Let's get the outside decorated here. Start with the dark one. Just, I like it this way because you got a little chance to move it around just a little bit when you let it set up. It's a little more forgiving. Okay. Except that it wants to stick to my fingers. Ugh. That's not going to work. It's not going to open. I guess I got to go the same way. And this guy, I'm just going to trim this a little bit. There. Looks like it was a leaf that was supposed to be that way all along. Yeah, it's looking kind of messy. Maybe I won't put that on. Let's see what this looks like without that one on. And I wanted to put a little more of this on. That's pretty good. This is going to go across here. We're going to glue that straight on. We're going to okay. Oops, wrong side. I think that ought to do it. And I think what I... Come here. Oh, I guess I got them all off. I'm going to put a little of the linen thread on there. On the back. I like to double them. Try to straighten that out a little bit. Let's see how that's going to look. I'm just going to put it on upside down. There, that's good. All right, a couple of glue dots, and I am just going to stick them directly into the hole. Maybe. There. Put one more in there, right next to it. There. That out of the way, and that out of the way. Oop, over. Bring it over just a smidge. So like just the right size here to fit in this space. There. Do a little trimming here. Okay, now we are going to put this on here so that it is kind of centered on here. And that's the whole idea of it. So let's get some of this stuff put away and put some glue on here. Glue on my finger before I get it where I don't want it. I seem to find it's easier to line it up after you close the outer diagonal. Okay, and then we need some of those great, where'd they go? Get the glue off my fingers. Okay. Let me do this one. All right, let's put one up here. And one over here. And one down there. There we go. And this is the one that I made, and I used the lower part of this panel of I cut it this direction of the DSP, so the lower panel goes like that down to really dark. So I had to change the colors a little bit on that one. But there is that one done. And the other one we did was this one. And then I can show you a couple more that I made. They were both fun folds. Let's see. This is using that green sheet. Thought that was kind of fun. And then to this one, this is the one where I used both sides of the DSP. So when you open it up, you see the back side for an anniversary card. So I thought those were kind of fun. Which layout, Lori, is the one that you like? The last one we made, or one of these two that I just showed you? I was having fun. I decided to try this one, and then using that embossing folder again. Thought that was a fun one to make. And this one's so super easy. I did do a little embossing here, but it's very, very hard to see. I considered putting some of the linen thread on there, but I thought, I don't know, I'm adding another color, and I wasn't sure about that, so I opted not to. But anyway. And then the last two I could show you that I just this afternoon made. Now these are completely different. This is using the blue, what is it called? The special of the month paper. And I really love the sentiments for this one. And this was fun to make. And then the other one, I did the same thing, but I used different paper, same sentiments. This was fun. This was Frenchie Stamps. Is that what her? I know it's Frenchie something. She was the one that posted a video on how to make these, and they are very easy to make. They look a little more complicated than what they really are. So anyway, let's have our drawing. So, okay, and check out the two cards. We've got the holding you in my heart, wishing you all the best, and the wedding wishes, sending lots of love your way to celebrate this special day. So, those are our two. Oh, I didn't get the date on there. January 4th. Golly. Okay. Carrie, no, I haven't. I am considering doing that, though, is showing you how to make that layout. It's pretty easy. Just have to decide what paper I want to use. Get these all mixed up good. It's Kathy Ballard. I don't think she's on tonight. She was on last week. I will send her a message and tell her that she can choose one or the other. Get rid of that before it gets stuck on something that I don't want it to be stuck on. So anyway, again, don't forget I've got the Valentine's class to go that I'm running, or the class on the, oh boy, I can never remember, the 17th and 18th. Your choice. All right. Yeah, 17th or 18th in the afternoon at 1 o'clock here. If it's something that you want sent to you, I can do that. The cost of the class is $32, and that includes the whole pack of the DSP. I'll remind you again what that is. It's the Love Notes 6x6 DSP. And if you want that shipped to you, there would be an additional charge for that, and I'd have to get back to you on what that would be. But if you wanted to get in on the class, let me know, because I'm going to send the order in at 1 o'clock a.m. on Wednesday morning. So I'm staying up late tomorrow night. So let me know if that's something you want. Oh, thanks. Thanks, Lori. And yes, congrats to Kathy. It's Kathy with a C. I think. Yep, it's Kathy with a C. All right. Well, I will see you guys Tuesday night. And I don't have anything else. Oh, starting on the 6th is the Customer Appreciation, I think it's called, where you get $5 that you can put toward, for every, oh, what is it? I had it written out. Hang on a second. Let me go on my page for Stampin' Up! Here and see what it is. Specials new. It is, let's see, come on, go back. Oy vey. Nothing's cooperating. I should bring you guys down so you can see me. Instead of you looking at a blank nothing or other there. Gonna stay. Okay, let me just... Come on, go back to the beginning. Enter passcode. It is called... Oh, come on. Bonus days. So you get a $5 coupon for every $50 of items, merchandise that you buy. And you can earn them all month, and then the month of February you can use them for whatever you buy the month of February. So they're called bonus days. And that's over and above what you get back on points when you order. So I'll do a better job of that on Tuesday when we talk. Oh my goodness, this is crooked. There we go. And I will see you on Tuesday night. Thank you guys so much for joining me, and have a wonderful new year. Bye-bye.